friends, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I want to talk about 5 areas of the thrift store that I always check every time I go thrifting. So, do I always find something when I go thrifting? No, I do not, but there's 5 areas that I make sure to check. And if I'm in a hurry and I tell my husband, hey, can you just drop me off at Goodwill? I'll go really fast. These are the 5 areas that I always check out. Number 1, I always like to check the basket section. Now, I have an entire video all about baskets and how I decorate with baskets throughout my house. Most of the baskets that you see in my home were thrifted. I have a large one in my dining room that was thrifted for only $5. I have a couple in my living room on the wall that were thrifted for just like $1 or 50 cents. But baskets are beautiful. They add warmth and texture to your space. And so that is my number 1 spot. Usually the thrift store will gather them all up and they'll be kind of in a section together. So I always like to check that out. The second area that I always check at thrift stores is like the cooking, baking, kitchen section. So in this section, this is where I find a lot of awesome vintage kitchen goodies, I like to call them. Really neat carved wooden spoons, beautiful vintage glass measuring cups. There's just so many cool things that I have found in this section over the years. Some beautiful vintage silverware sets. So sometimes this section requires a little bit of digging. I have found beautiful vintage cutting boards in this section of the thrift store. You just kind of have to dig and look. Even a lot of the clear glass mixing bowls I have, maybe not even vintage, but I just use them now for baking, I have found in this section. So always check that like baking / kitchen section of your thrift store. You will find a lot of great stuff and it will save you a lot of money. The third area that I like to check of the thrift store is the furniture section, of course. You have to check out the furniture. Usually every thrift store puts all of their furniture in one little area, and I like to check just in case. You never know what you'll find. Chairs, side tables, the little dresser that sits off of my kitchen was a $10 thrift store find. So be sure to check out the furniture section. I don't ever leave a thrift store without checking first to see if there's any cool furniture that I can bring home with me. Of course, the next section of the thrift store that I always like to check out is sort of like the dinnerware section, plates, cups, things like that. It's different than like the kitchen baking section, but usually this is where you're gonna find stacks of vintage plates. I like to look through them. I have collected most of my beautiful Pfaltzgraff from thrift stores, and if you don't know what Pfaltzgraff is, I personally love the white heritage collection. I love the older pieces. You can see all of them in the corner cupboard in my dining room. I just love them so much. I love the lines and the color. And of course, all the beautiful little creamers, the pictures that are in my living room on my fireplace shelves, those were all thrifted as well. So I always check out the dinnerware and I just see if there's any pretty dishes that I can bring home with me and add to my collection. The last place that I like to check out whenever I visit thrift stores, and by the way, I usually check over the entire thrift store, I'll be honest with you. I do a quick check, but these areas I really hone in on and really try to dig through and see what I can find. But the last place is the book section. You can find some beautiful old books at thrift stores. I love decorating with books. I think they add warmth and texture. I have some on the shelves in my living room that were all purchased from a thrift store for 25 cents. And by the way, books not only for decor, but also just for you, for yourself, to read. Oh my goodness. I get all of my children's books from the thrift store. You cannot beat thrift store prices. I have a highlight over on my Instagram page called Books. You can click on it and see all of the amazing children's books that I have scored at thrift stores for just a quarter, 50 cents. Sometimes $1. You just can't beat those prices when books are $15, $20, $25 brand new. So always check out the book section. There are so many neat ideas, so many things that you can use books for, and I just love them. I love books. So Just to recap really quick, I check the basket section first. I always like to head to the baking kitchen section. Then I'll head over to furniture, see what's over there. And then number 4, I like to check out the dinnerware section. Number 5, I like to look for books. And if I can throw in an extra for you guys, a little freebie, the linens. Sometimes I find really beautiful fabric napkins or throw blankets or pillow covers as well. And sometimes they're even brand new. So you can find, like at Goodwill for example, you can find brand new items from some of these big box stores when they donate materials to thrift stores, which is awesome. So I hope that this inspires you. I hope it gives you some ideas, and next time you go thrifting, be sure to check out these areas of the thrift store. Don't look over them. You never know what you're gonna find. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.